Welcome to Wellness Edit. Today we will be transforming this jackfruit into what we call chicken jack, which is a shortening with a question. Chicken? No, it's jackfruit. And what we're going to do today is actually using this jackfruit to make a dish of mac chicken like. So if you are a chicken lover and you want to make the transition from chicken or from meat into a vegan diet, but you still have that crave for chicken, then this recipe is definitely for you. So it is a process that we will be going through, and I invite you, if you are new to this channel, subscribe, like, and also share, that when we drop other new videos, you will be amongst the first to receive notification. And so we have here a semi-fit jackfruit. It's not ripe. We have to use the green jackfruit, because if you use the ripe one, you will not get the texture and the flavor. You will not get the desired result that you want. And so first, what we are going to do, let me just first say, as you notice, I have on a pair of gloves, because this jackfruit, if you are acquainted with jackfruit, you'll know that it brings a lot of stain. Now, there is an alternative. You could purchase the jackfruit that is already prepared and in the tin. And so if you purchase that, then half of the process would have been completed as well. And so what we are going to do is that we're going to cut this jackfruit in the desired pieces that we want. It will take some strength and some effort. That you want to have, that will determine whether you cut this again in two, but I will go with this size. Now we are going to cut it a little smaller, and so this is the desired look that we are hoping to get, right? So this is the first stage. As I said, it is a process, because as we cut them in pieces, the next step will be to pre-cook them. And after we do that, we will remove this back end, and then we will season it and put it on the fridge for a few days to be marinated. Now, you have to remember that the jackfruit, it's the seasoning that will have to give it the taste, the chicken taste, right? Being that this is a green jackfruit, it already has the chicken texture, and as we prepared, when it comes to the final product, then I will show you the texture of the jackfruit, that chicken texture. the cutting, the slicing of our jackfruit. And so the next step will actually be to put these slices in a pot where we will cook it to a certain level. We would tenderize it, and then after it is cooked, as I said, we will remove the skin, the back area, and then we will actually season it to be marinated for a few days. Personally, I love to leave it on the fridge for like about 7 days. After 7 days, I notice that it is well marinated, and the taste that you want from the natural seasoning would have been soaked in. And so by that time, it would have been ready to go through the final stages. All right, so here we have the pieces in the pot ready to boil. And so we'll give this about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour to be cooked. Now we have completed the cooking of the jackfruit, and so now we will be actually removing the peel from it. Our jackfruit is all done cooking, and so it is time for us to remove the back peel. So we're left with this. Add it on for about 35 minutes. Now, as I said, this process now is to remove the skin, and then we will add our seasoning so that we can set it aside for, as I said, I like to go like 7 days, so that it will be properly marinated. Continue to make our marinating portion. We will be using 3 cups of coconut milk. I generally love to use coconut milk to do my seasoning up. I love to use as much of the natural season as possible, right? And so here I have 1 large onion that I will be adding to it, and then I have 4 stalks of scallion, and sometimes I have 4 pegs of garlic in this as well. I will add to the mixture. Now I have in this, it's rosemary sage, and basil mixed together, along with 1.5 tablespoons of Himalayan salt, pink salt. We'll add that to the mixture as well. Now we are going to blend that together. That should do it. All right, so now we're going to pour this all over our jackfruit. We need to ensure that the entire thing is immersed in this marination, because as I said, this is what will actually soak in it to give it the taste. All right, so we pour out everything, ensuring that it covers all of our chicken, or vegan chicken, if you will. All right, and now as we reach this stage, what we will do, as I said, we will be placing it in the refrigerator for between 5 to 7 days. By that time, the seasoning should be well soaked and we are ready to go to the next step. All right, but we are halfway through the process. All right, so our jackfruit has been left for over a week to actually get marinated. And so here you can see how it looks. Even at this point, it has the chicken texture. All right, so what we are going to do now is that we are going to make our batters. We will be having 2 batters. We will be having a wet batter as well as a dry batter. And then after we dip it, we will actually be frying it. All right, so here I have about 1.5 cups of coconut milk. I am a coconut lover. Anything coconut, yes. All right, also I have here a large onion, as well as 3 pegs of garlic and a piece of thyme that I will be adding to the mixture here. To that, I will be adding 1 tablespoon of Himalayan salt, about ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, now I will be blending out the seasoning. I think that's good enough. All right, so we pour it out. Now this will be making our wet batter, right? Now we had a few teaspoons of flour just to get it a little thick. All right, so we had about 2 cups of coconut milk initially, and as I said, I poured out 1.5 cups in the blender to make this wet batter, and so I saved half cup, which will be used in doing our sauce. All right, so it's looking good so far. I think we can add another spoon of flour just to get it a little more thicker. Alright, so we are getting ready to add it to our deep fryer. Alright, so our wet batter is where we want it currently. Alright, so our deep fryer is getting hot. So now oil. Alright, also we season our dry batter a little. Put a little more garlic salt in it. As well as about 1/4 teaspoon of the salt. We stir that in. So KFC would say seasoned to the bone, but this is seasoned to the stem. Alright, now we will proceed further. So we will now be dipping the jackfruit in the wet batter. Then we will now be adding them to the dry batter. Ensure that it's covered properly. If you don't have a deep fry, of course you can use a frying pan. Just use what you have. So while our chicken is being fried, we will prepare our sauce. Here I have 2 teaspoon of tomato puree. I will add to that our remaining coconut milk. I have some Jamaican jerk seasoning as well. I will add 2 teaspoons of that. Stir it up. Alright, let me just remove this. I have some natural seasoning as well. It's actually sage. About a half teaspoon. Alright, now here we have our chicken on the platter. Now what we will do, we will actually be placing it in the oven. So we will gonna paint the sauce on one side here, the side that is upright. Now we're basically at the final stage where we'll be putting this in the oven to be baked for about 5 minutes. Then we will flip it to ensure that both sides are marinated or with the sauce. Alright, so here we have it. We are now going to put it in the oven. And allow that to be baked. So let's take this from the oven, where we will now flip it over. We'll flip each one over. Alright, now we will do the same with this. So this is the very final step. In another 5 minutes or so, the chicken should be ready. All right, so we will place it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. All right, so it has been about 5 minutes since we have painted the final side, and now we will look at the finished product. All right, so here we have it, our jackfruit chicken. Now we have the finished product, chicken, no, jackfruit, looking lovely, I must say. Oh, let me take a bite out of this. Having the chicken texture. All right, so I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me invite you, if you are new to the channel, to subscribe, like, and share your comment. Is this something that you would try? Have you ever eaten jackfruit chicken before? Give me a response in the comment. And please remember, hit that notification bell so that when the next video arrives, you will be among the first to receive it. So until next time, thank you for watching our channel. Peace.